Got one of the frostiest receptions of my entire life. I think he automatically took it for granted that I belonged to the enemy camp. After our meeting, thinking back on it, I had to assume that he thought that I was coming down to reinforce a preconceived opinion that Strauss had been a Nazi. Because he received me so coldly, I had to ask myself at the time, why in the world did he tell me to come? Obviously, as Franz Josef Strauss once put it, it was a little bit außerhalb der Legalität of what had happened, because by law, the papers should have been freely available to anybody. And they obviously had confided the originals to the Strauss family, and they were sitting on them, and there were not even copies available without Christian Strauss's say-so. I was surprised, as a matter of fact, that a court, especially a German court, that soon after the war, in the American zone of occupation, where the Americans really did have the final word to say on everything, that the American authorities would have tolerated that. Because, as I recall, his lawyer, without documentary evidence, simply totted up a list of positive claims that he made about his client, and that was that. I was not falsification. I long since have become convinced of the fact that Strauss was certainly one of the good guys rather than one of the bad guys. There was still controversy going on, especially in the United States, among musicologists, contending that Strauss had been pro-Nazi, and he had been a collaborationist. But I got tired of that because so many of these claims came from people who were simply insufficiently informed. They didn't know such essential facts as his Jewish daughter-in-law and his half-Jewish grandchildren. And there were all kinds of wheels within wheels that they simply were unaware of. And since I have a tendency, anyway, to take to the barricades without too much provocation, I took to them in that situation.